Hello and welcome to HPA Global Insights, where we'll be interviewing experts from the dietary supplement, nutritional ingredient, and overall natural health food industry. Please like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell, and comment below. Now on with the show. Hi, welcome to the show. Today we've got our good buddy Ron Wardle back. He's the expert in digital marketing and cross-border e-commerce and all that great stuff. Ron, how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me back on your show again. I always look forward to discussing more stuff around China and everything else that goes around with that, whether it's marketing or brands and just overall consumer behavior there.
Cool, awesome. So let's jump right into it. There's been at first it started in the China media, and then it's spilled over into international media that China is going for this unwalled gardens for a lot of their apps, and I think most people that are watching this are going to know that Alibaba and a bunch of other companies have been targeted to downsize or just to kind of restrict their power and all that good stuff. So this is just one aspect of it, I think. So for those that don't know or haven't seen the news, tell us a little bit about what this unwalled garden means, or what is it?
Hey, yeah, sure. And maybe we just do a quick background of, on the Western side, I think a lot of folks maybe not fully understand about what we call walled gardens and non-walled gardens or unwalled gardens portion of things.
Sure.
The way it's set up now has been for the last decade or so is that each of the platforms, the major media companies there, whether it's Alibaba, Tencent, you have ByteDance, you have Baidu, everyone was really protecting their environment. And so they wouldn't allow external links for a lot of different things, especially Alibaba or Tencent back and forth because they're main competitors. It'd be like, YouTube, Facebook, Amazon, not allowing links between themselves to be able to let consumers jump to different stuff. So if I'm Facebook and I find an ad or something, jump to an Amazon marketplace, I can just jump there very easily. In the past, in the China market, those all be completely blocked. They're not allowed. But I think, the Chinese government has, looked at the tech environment there and consumer kind of protection agencies that look what's going on in China. They said, hey, we need to we call unwalled the gardens or allow these type of fair competitive advantages or practices into the marketplace. So I think that's kind of where we're sitting at now. As far as an unwalled garden, it allows the consumers to be able to direct link or click on different links from different platforms in order to be able to jump to the other platform and enjoy the media, enjoy the content, go shopping without actually opening another app and copy and paste and going through a bunch of loopholes to actually get to the other platforms.
Yeah, so obviously, as you just kind of alluded to, this is going to be a benefit to consumers and people using these apps. I think, a lot of Chinese people, online looking at stuff, they might find, something on Little Red Book or something. They're like, oh, that looks cool. But then they want to, they're going to buy it somewhere else. They're going to go to Taobao, or they're going to, they want to share it with a friend and purchase it at, using Taobao. But then there's also WeChat Pay. And so all these things are going to be able to kind of be utilized together instead of separately. And I think, Chinese consumers are used to figuring out, unique ways of getting around these things and stuff. So that sounds like it's going to be quite beneficial to them.
Yeah, exactly. And, as you mentioned, the Chinese consumers have been conditioned during the last decade to use multiple different apps to be able to jump and search for different areas. So if they are in a WeChat, either they have to copy and paste some link and try to open up a Taobao or, Little Red Book or, whatever platform, or completely close that app, open a new app and actually type in their search request into a different platform, right? I think moving forward, as far as like consumer behavior, it's going to make it a lot easier for consumers to search and find and research different areas and also be able to purchase things in a much less restrictive or more seamless type of environment for them.
Okay, and then from the marketer side or the retailers that actually have to use all these different platforms to sell their products and get and market their products, what kind of benefits are there going to be to them?
Well, initially, I mean, we'll talk about what we see today, right, and where we hope the market actually moves to in the near future.
Hmm.
Right now, they just kind of unblock some of the different links and stuff, allow you to jump to different areas. In the past, when we ran media or did ad buys or marketing channels, we'd actually have to fund each channel separately, where we couldn't get a kind of a halo or a domino effect from. For example, if I spent money on YouTube, I could get a pre-roll for an ad that jumps me to my homepage or a landing page or funnel, something like that. In China, we'd have WeChat marketing budget, we'd have a Little Red Book marketing budget, we'd have a Taobao budget. So the time you get all the different budgets lined up, it's pretty expensive, but at the same time, they didn't cross-pollinate each other or let each other talk to each other. So you couldn't do tracking and really look at the ROI from how you could do well on a marketing aspect. A lot of times it's just throwing, marketing dollars, down a WeChat campaign, and hopefully that they'll go to Taobao or Tmall and actually purchase your stuff, right?
Hmm.
So there was really no tracking for this, and so it made it really complicated, but also, really expensive for brands and marketers to actually try to, help build, brand equity, but also sales volume in the different channels when they have, maybe they just have a Tmall store, but they're marketing across all the different platforms, but they
Sure.
couldn't actually figure out, is their budget actually working?
Yeah, that's true. And this is all, I believe this had to be in place by September 17th, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of the mandate that the China government posed on a couple of several of the big tech companies and said, hey, you guys got to do this. I
Hmm.
noticed in myself, just in, for example, WeChat, it pops up and says, hey, you're visiting an external link, go at your own risk or whatever. I think the message is, but allows me to jump and it will pull open the actual Taobao app for things as well too. So from my consumer perspective, I'm like, hey, that's actually pretty good now. But from a marketer standpoint, it's good that they're allowing these links, but I think it's going to be a step-by-step kind of baby
Sure.
steps to get to where we need to be, kind of like in the Western world where you can, do tracking pixels and different like things so you can actually measure the effectiveness of a campaign. I
Hmm.
don't think they're there yet. Everything's going to be very incremental to get there. So I think the first step is the government says, unblock your websites or unblock your platforms. Now, I think the next step, I don't know if it's 6 months, 12 months, 2 years from now, they say, now you start to have to allow, tracking pixels and different marketing type of tracking to allow brands to be able to effectively use their marketing budgets against the different platforms against this. So
Okay, so it seems clear that this is the first step is basically just forcing these companies to open themselves up to make it a little bit more fair and not, kind of, cut off everyone from themselves. And the second part is this is going to be, obviously better for consumers.
yeah, I think so as well too, right? It just gives consumers a lot more choices and a
Mm,
lot more convenience because the amount of time you spend on your phone from researching whether it's an article, a product, or a brand, it'll allow you to jump platform to platform pretty much seamlessly, whether it needs to open another app, but it's not going to be blocked where you have to actually do copies and paste and do all these different area type of activities to get you to where you need to be. It's
yeah.
going to be a lot more fluid for them. And I think from a consumer perspective, it'd be a lot more user friendly as well.
Yeah. So the consumer part is kind of that second step. And then third step
Yeah.
is going to be a longer ongoing process to actually help companies that are using these platforms and
Right.
how can they, take advantage of this. And like I said, it's going to be more, I think, step by step into the future. And we'll just have to see how
Exactly.
that works out.
Yeah. In the past, each of the big platforms, they're very, very protective of all their traffic. They want traffic to stay consolidated within their ecosystem. And that's
Sure.
why they've, each of them, whether it's Tencent or Ali or, you know, now ByteDance, they have all these different apps and properties and stuff like that to control the ecosystem, how much volume or how much traffic stays within their ecosystem. They can generate ad revenue and purchase
Hmm.
transactional and take a rip from each of the commissions from e-commerce, stuff like that. Now, if the tables are turning, opening up those windows to allow people to jump around. So I think that's in the past, they didn't want their traffic to flow out and keep within their ecosystem. But now it's going to be a little more challenging to do that. So they've got to offer, from a platform standpoint, more reasons or,
Yeah, to try and keep you there.
try to keep you there, right? So
Yeah.
that they've all done pretty good job at doing this because of not only they have like live stream, they have entertainment, they have videos, whether it's a YouTube, Hulu mashup, right? They have TV shows, everything to try to keep you in that ecosystem. And I think that's why they went out and they went so broadly on all different aspects of your life. They're like, oh, for example, Ali or even Tencent, they can, you can do everything within their ecosystem and a daily life thing. That's what they want you to do, because they were controlling your traffic, controlling your data, and keeping you in their ecosystem. Now that's going to be opened up on these unwalled gardens. It's going to be harder for them to do that. Consumers are going to be, I'd say 50% is going to be really quick to change and kind of move stuff around, and other people will just be comfortable where they are. And they're like, it's fine. I didn't really I don't mind copy and pasting stuff around. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, and then there's other things. I mean, it's not really attached to marketing and sales directly, but there's, the gaming that they're controlling and cutting down the amount of time that kids can be online playing games and all kinds of stuff. So I think this is an ongoing thing we'll have to track and see how it works out. Hopefully.
I think every sector, every industry now is being somewhat impacted by some new rules and regulations. And, some of it good, some of it maybe not so good. But I think, at the end of the day, they really try to do a lot of consumer protection there as well, too. And just try to keep, an orderly fashion what's going on. But, there is some, pains for different groups that have, and historically have controlled different areas. And they're just basically trying to, not spread the control around, I guess, a little bit to some degree, and allow consumers a little more choices, I think.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Well, thanks for your insights. I'll let you get back to your coffee you're enjoying.
Oh,
there.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And
definitely will. Thank you so much.
And we'll catch up again on this topic and some other ones in the future.
Yep, exactly. And as this continues to develop, right, it just barely came out, so there's a lot of unknowns yet. But again, I think everything's going to be incremental to build up where, whether it's a brand or consumer side of things that allow a lot more less restrictions and a lot more free flow of traffic across different platforms.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Well, have a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up with you again
soon.
Thank you
so much. Ron. Likewise. Thanks,
right,
Jeff.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to HPA Global Insights. Please like, subscribe, and share with your colleagues. Any questions or suggestions, email us at info@uschinahpa.org. This channel is operated by US China Health Products Association, which is a nonprofit organization. Please consider joining the association and supporting its global endeavors. Your support is very much appreciated. Until next time, take care.